Hi everybody. I said I would do a video Q&A type thing as a result of getting up to 5,000 followers, so this is it. This is my third attempt. The first attempt the computer wasn't working. The second attempt, the first question I was talking for about 10 minutes, so I'm going to try and be a little more succinct. It's not my strong point, but here we go. So the first person to ask me a question was Knee Plus Ultra Bears, who said, "Do you pay any attention to American politics? If so, what is your opinion of Donald Trump?" Like I say, there could be an extremely long answer to this question, but the long and short of it is just like everybody else who's got a brain, thinks he's an absolute twat, who just loves himself and nobody else. He's not really a politician. He's clearly just a showman and should never have, been elected in the first place. But well, as soon as he's gone, the better, basically. So yeah. Next question was by the Almost Bear, who said, "Place outside Europe or North America you'd love to visit." Outside Europe and North America. I would say, Stefan just said New Zealand, which is probably right. I mean, I have been to New Zealand before. I went travelling in my early 20s, and thought it was just the best mixture of, it just had everything really. Sunny weather, has skiing in the winter, has beaches, has gorgeous forests, so much to do. The people are lovely. The cities are nice. It's got lots of countryside. Just a right mix of all things that are good and fun. And if I could pick somewhere to live outside of sort of England, it would be New Zealand. So now that I'm with Stefan, I think that's the one place I definitely want to go back to again, just so that we can experience that together. That would be great. My idea, he's telling me Japan as well, but I don't think, I think both Stefan and I want to visit as many places as we possibly can, really. I know being a gay couple can be limiting in certain parts of the world, but I've had the fortune to visit quite a lot of places in the world already. Stefan less so, and we just want to experience it together to as many places as possible, really. Okay, next up is Knee Plus Ultra Bears asked another question. This one is, "I can tell that you and Stefan are very happy together. Congrats." Oh, yeah, it's not too bad. I can't complain too much. Anyway, tell me something you are looking forward to, either in the near future or the more distant one. Okay, what am I looking forward to? There are probably two things I'm looking forward to the most. In May next year, we are going back to Orlando to try our honeymoon over again. The last time we went a couple of Mays ago, we had to cut short because my sister was very unwell. So instead of being out there for 3 weeks, we were there just a week, and it was obviously all tinged with what happened with my sister. So we're going back again next year to try that again and hopefully have a full 3-week holiday full of fun and make those memories and try and clear the bad memories from the last time. And then the second thing I'm looking forward to next year is in the summer of next year we're hoping to basically refurbish our house, do some kind of changes, knock down a couple of walls and get the layout as we want it, and redecorate and make ourselves in one of our spare rooms we're going to have like a big fat telly and 2 big reclining chairs and have like all our games consoles and everything. So we're looking to do up the house just how we want it. Now that Stefan has finished his degree and got a full-time job, we're a little bit better off than we were when he was at university. So we're hoping to take advantage of that and do the house up all nice and have it how we want it. So yeah, very excited for next year. This year's been fucking awful with my sister dying and shit like that. So we're hoping that next year's going to be that much better. So yeah, future's hopefully going to be good. Next up, I got a question from Anonymous, who said, have you and your hubby played with other bears outside of your relationship yet? If not, will you? No, the answer is no, we haven't. Would we? Well, you know, I would never rule that kind of thing out. We've discussed that before. But the fact of the matter is we live in Andover, a small place in England. You know, we get on with our lives, and if we sort it out, we probably could as well. But we're not in any necessarily great hurry to play with others. But should opportunity arise, we wouldn't necessarily say no either. So, is that what you would say, baby? Is that what you would say?
Yeah.
Pretty much, exactly. We're just lazy, is basically the answer.
Can't be fun. Literally.
Yeah. Nerdy Guy Love said, what's your favourite food? I don't know.
MCC.
My favourite food is probably Chinese food.
My MCC. Screw you.
But I don't know, I like lots of food really. Hence why I'm such a big fat person.
Bitch.
But probably out of all the different types of Mexican and Indian and traditional English and American food and what have you, it's probably Chinese. But there aren't many types or styles of food that I don't like. I mean, I love pizza, but yeah, Chinese probably. If I could only have one type of food for the rest of my life, I'd probably choose Chinese. Next up, Swell Knight Richard said, is there any question you wouldn't answer? No, not really. I'm not the type of person to be too shy to answer questions. I think if you look back over the history of my blog, I've been pretty prepared to answer any questions about, sex or whatever. Masturbation was a lot of masturbation until I met Stefan. So it's mostly masturbation. But yeah, always happy to answer those kind of questions or anything about me or my life. I'm a pretty open book, which I think is pretty much reflected in my blog as well, really. So yeah, always feel free to answer questions. I like questions, they're good. Okay, now that was the last of the specific questions, but I also got tagged in to do a list of questions on, where is it? I've got to find it now, by Dan Burroway, who answered one with a whole bunch of different questions to answer. So the first one said, where do you currently live? I currently live in a town called Andover, which is in the south of England, in Hampshire. It's about 40 miles south of London and about 20 miles north of the south coast. It's a really small, tiny little town, overflowed from London, nothing to do, and I'd probably describe it as the arsehole of the world. But luckily, it's pretty close to London, it's close to other places, so we've got lots of places to go to outside of here, so we're not stuck too much. But yeah, that's where I live, and that's where I've actually always lived. I've never, apart from a few years at university and a job in Oxford for a year, I've pretty much lived here all my life. Where would you prefer to live if given the option, and why?
London bear.
Okay, so there are two kind of parts to this question. Sort of in an England setting, if I could move anywhere or live anywhere in England, it would be Hampstead Heath, which is north of London, really expensive, but it's right on the hill and it looks beautifully over the main central London. It's got like lots of little cafes and shops. It's very nice, and a massive park. And I'd love to live there, but I don't know whether that's ever a realistic possibility, just because it's so expensive. But that would be where I'd choose to live in England. And as I mentioned earlier about the travel thing, if I could live anywhere in the world, I'd probably choose New Zealand, because it's just so beautiful. Shoe size. Okay, my shoe size is 9, but that's a UK 9, which I can't remember what that is in America. Is it 10 in America? I don't know, something like that. Or 73 in Europe. I forget these things, but I'm a 9 UK size.
43, I think.
Yeah, whatever. Can you fall asleep on your back? I don't tend to fall asleep on my back. I tend to fall asleep on my side, but I tend to then roll onto my back, I think, and sleep on my back, do I?
You can't sleep on your back. You fall asleep all the time.
I don't always fall asleep on my back. I fall asleep anywhere. I can sleep in a car, on a train, on a plane, on a sofa. I can fall asleep anywhere. So I can fall asleep on my back. But if we're talking about going to bed at night and getting into bed, and I don't tend to fall asleep on my back. But I think I do tend to roll onto my back and snore like a fucking trooper. Anyway, moving on. Is there a movie, book, show, game you're looking forward to? What about it has you most excited? Well, I don't really do books. I don't really do games. So those are out. Despite Stefan loving books and games, I'm more of a movie and a show man. So movie-wise... movie-wise, it would have to be... I just saw Blade Runner yesterday, which I was really excited about and thought that was brilliant. Loved that. Now I'm looking forward to the new Star Wars. I'm looking forward to the trailer tomorrow. So that's film-wise is probably what I'm looking forward to the most. And then show-wise, we've got a few shows coming up. In December, we're going to see the Big Fish musical that stars Kelsey Grammer over here, and also stage adaptation of The Exorcist. And then in February next year, we're off to see Hamilton as well. We've had those tickets booked for yonks because, obviously in America, we had to basically book as soon as they became available. So very much looking forward to those shows, coming up. Fingers crossed they'll all be great. What about them has me most excited? What about Star Wars has me most excited? Well, Star Wars gives me a boner in most cases. So that's pretty much that. And then as for the shows, they're just heard to be good. I'm expecting good things. They've got good casts, and just looking forward to it. Wine or hard liquor? What is one of your preferred drinks? I'm not really a big drinker. My preferred drink is milk, followed by tea, followed by coffee, followed by hot chocolate probably. So, although I do tend to, if I drink, I tend to drink a lot and get drunk, and that's mostly though on spirits. Although I can't drink vodka from a bad experience of being very sick, so I can't drink vodka anymore. But it's mostly cocktails or shots of something gross or another. But I don't really like alcohol. I do like being drunk though. Physical touch. Do you enjoy it? What's your favourite spot? What spot do you not want to be touched? Physical touch. I do enjoy physical touch, and I don't just mean sexually physical touch, but I enjoy cuddling, kissing, and not just with Stefan. I'm a very touchy-feely person, so I'll always give my friends a hug, give them a kiss, on the cheek or whatever, more on the lips sometimes. I definitely enjoy physical touch. Favourite spots and things, I don't know. Favourite spot? Fuck those. I'm not one of these people who is very good at identifying. I'm not sure I have favourite spots. But anyway, I do enjoy physical touch of all kinds. I just think it's good. It makes you feel warm and fuzzy. Go into your YouTube history and provide a link to the 7th video. Well, I'm not online, so I'm not going to produce it. I'm not on typing up, so I'm not going to produce the link. But what the fuck was my 7th video? I don't even know how to get to your history. How do you get to your history, baby?
No fucking idea.
Subscription? No. Library?
No, go back...
history. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it was the video for Busta Rhymes' Turn It Up, Fire It Up, which was a song in the 80s? No, 90s, I think, where it had the Knight Rider theme tune in the background, and we were talking about things to play at funerals for your cremation. And I said I wanted "Fire It Up" by Busta Rhymes with the
Your casket.
theme tune for Knight Rider behind it, and then I want on my casket the little red room, room, room as I go in. Anyway, you asked. It's not my fault. These are the answers. What was the last song I listened to? Oh, the last song I listened to was... What's the name of that song? It's a new song by Yona Lee, who is the singer for
I am, who am I?
Am I, Who Am I?
Simmer Down.
And what's the other thing she does?
Nothing.
She's the singer for something else, right? No?
Oh, she toured with Roixop.
Oh, tour. Oh, I know, fuck knows. Anyway, her, and she did a new song called Simmer Down, and that was the last song I listened to. Oh, shit. Where are we? Next song. Do you have any thoughts on Nick Jonas? None whatsoever. I could not give a fuck. Water or silicon based? Again, I don't really care. I'm not exactly going to drink pints of it, so I'm okay with either. The most illicit controlled substance you've partaken in? But when you say most illicit controlled substance, yeah, well, I'm not really that much of a drug taker. Basically, just weed. Is that really that illicit? Illicit that controlled? When they say an illicit controlled substance, how controlled is weed? I don't know. Anyway, weed. If you could get your friend's family to watch one specific gay movie, which one would it be?
Yes, Diego.
Yeah. These are my questions. Shut the fuck up.
You take one to think.
Yes, it's Yossi and Jaeger. No, it's not Yossi and Jaeger. It's just Yossi, because Yossi and Jaeger was the first one about two gay Israelis, and they're both Israeli films, and they're in the army, and it's about how they fall in love in the army, and then at the end he dies, which is very sad. It's a brilliant film. But then the second one, Yossi, is set quite some time later, like 10 years later or something, because that's how much longer in time it took for them to make it, and it has a lot of similarities to how I felt and how because he's that much older, he's not really out because he's not allowed to be, he's lost somebody, and he's very nervous about his sexuality and meeting somebody new and all this kind of stuff, and it really tugs at my heartstrings because it really kind of resonates with things that happened in my life. So if nobody's seen it, you should definitely watch Yossi and Jaeger and Yossi, because they're brilliant. Do you listen to podcasts? If so, do you listen to them while you're doing something else? I don't really listen to podcasts, no. What do you do on a Sunday? Well, it's a Sunday today and I'm doing this. I should be learning my lines for my new show that I'm in, which is 9 to 5 in a couple of months. I'm supposed to learn all my lines by Tuesday and I don't know any of them. But I've been watching TV and now I'm doing this, and then I'm going to have dinner, and then I'm probably going to watch more TV, and then I'm going to have to kind of wing it on Tuesday and pretend like I know what I'm doing. But otherwise, normally on a Sunday, we would go round to my parents' house for dinner and just do the same kind of things. Nothing too exciting. Birth sign and zodiac. I don't know what the fuck zodiac is. I've got no idea.
Your birth sign is...
I know what my birth sign, because I'm on the cusp, it's usually either Cancer or Leo, but it depends on which magazine or thing you're looking at. But
you're Leo.
no, some things say I'm Cancer, so that's not necessarily true. I don't know what I am. Anyway, I don't really I don't know what I am. Anyway, I don't give a fuck. I don't believe in any of that shit. Sorry if you really like that kind of stuff. But I don't personally believe in it. So it means nothing to me. In front of my salad? Absolutely. Last book or comic you enjoyed? God, the last book I enjoyed. I'm terrible. I'm not really a very good reader. The last book I read.
The Stephen Fry's
Yes, I read Stephen Fry's
The
biography,
second one.
and I read a couple of John Grisham books while we were on holiday a few
Star
years
Wars comic
ago.
books.
And we subscribed to the current run of Star Wars books, comics by Marvel, and I've read a certain amount of my way through them, but they like release loads of them, we've got loads of them, and I've got so many to get through. I should read them more, but I'm more of a film and TV watcher than a reader. But I'll get around to them eventually. Maybe, hopefully, possibly, no guarantees. A kink or fetish you have, can you explain how it became one for you? Oh, a kink or fetish, I suppose the biggest thing is public or outside nudity. There's a whole bunch of things on my blog if you look back where I'm jerking off outside or taking all my clothes off in some skanky toilet or in a car park or some bollocks. I try not to do it now because it always feels a bit dirty if I'm taking my clothes off in a skanky parking stairwell or some minging toilets, because I'm never really brave enough to do it anywhere, where anyone might actually see me. Done it in the forest a few times. I don't really know how it became a thing for me. What was it? I mean, I used to jerk off in the changing rooms when I was a kid, when I was like 15. If I was... Oh dear, it's terrible. So skanky. But I don't really know what. I just... I suppose I used to get into those kind of situations where there weren't that many people around, and then all of a sudden I'd think, ooh, maybe I could jerk off. And that was it, really. But yeah, I try not to do that so much these days. Just because I'm only brave enough to do them in the skankiest, scuzziest of places where no one else would be. Supply a link to either an image or video you think will bring a chuckle to those that follow. I can't do that one because I can't provide a link. There's probably a way you can get it to flash up on the screen and all that kind of stuff, but I'm not so technologically advanced to handle that. Yeah, so there we go. What are we on? 22 minutes. Bloody hell, if you've carried on all the way through this, you've been a trooper. Anyway, so thanks for watching. Thanks for asking the questions. And if you've got any more, and there's Stefan's hand. The best part of him, you don't want to see his face. Anyway, bye. See you later.